My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Marasid. My metric number is 229954. I will explain about research question and hypothesis. For the research question, we want to know that those personal vehicle ownership increase student productivity as measured by examination result. The idea here is that having a vehicle might reduce travel stress or save time, allowing for more study. For this question, the hypothesis null is that owning a vehicle does not improve exam outcomes, and hypothesis alternate suggests that owning a vehicle does lead to improved result. For the second research question is, does coming early to class will increase student productivity through examination result? So the hypothesis null is coming early will not increase productivity in class, and for alternate hypothesis is coming early will increase productivity in class.
Hello, my name is Wan Amira Masita Bentong Mustafa, and my matrix number is 210733. So for this project, we use online survey conducted among UPM students, and question is about focus on transportation and arrival time to class and current result. And the last one is two-sided and one-sided test. So there are 6. First, data collection. Data collection is a survey was conducted through online survey such as Google Form to collect data among students in University Putra Malaysia. And data collected includes demographic information, transportation system, attendance and punctuality to class, academic and societal impact. And we use statistical analysis for analyze using quantitative statistical techniques to examine the impact of transportation system and travel time on student attendance and academic performance. So we use also descriptive analysis, which we find the means and the standard deviations. And for hypothesis testing, we perform to determine whether transportation-related factors significantly affect student attendance and academic performance. For no hypothesis, we use student attendance do not significantly affect the academic performance, while for alternative hypothesis, we use student attendance significantly affecting academic performance. So for the formula, we use 40 tests. Where we need to find the X1, X2, where is sample means, S1, S2 for sample variance, and N1, N2 for sample size. Next is we use correlation or ANOVA for this test, where correlation analysis was conducted to examine the relationship between continuous variables such as travel time, transport delay frequency, punctuality, and CGPA. So there is 3 formula that we use for this ANOVA test. For ANOVA statistical analysis, and the next one is complex problem analysis, whereas to evaluate the combined effects of multiple transportation variable, multiple regression analysis was applied. So this is the formula that we use. So what is the relationship between proposed topic and engineering context? So the proposed survey topic, impact of transportation system and travel time on student attendance and academic performance, is irrelevant to the domain of engineering subjects such as transportation or civil engineering. And then we identify in the survey as significant factors where the average travel takes between 2 to 28 minutes. And for the survey is extended to 17.5%, who identified the contamination in transportation as the key reason for the lateness of the student due to system failure in the transportation network to twin of 42.5%. And the survey data indicates a range in travel distance from 0.4 until 20.7 kilometer, variation in CGPA 2.78 until 3.89, and relatively low ratings of dependability on scale from 1 to 5. So engineers can model the optimization such as better routes of buses or congestion management. So 50% of the students from year 4 reported higher issue which they face daily, thereby indicating that the area needs scalable solution in urban campus settings such as Kuala Lumpur. So survey question, we are includes current CGPA result, average arrival time to lecture, mode of transportation, and average one-way travel distance to campus. And the last one is perceived reliability of your transportation system. So this is the result for demographic information that variable from faculty or program, gender, year of study. So from this table, we can conclude which is the highest, which course is the highest, and which gender the highest one. So the next one is transportation system. So as you can see here from the mode of transportation, motorcycle is the highest frequency, and average travel distance is more to below 2 kilometer, and average travel time minutes, mostly the student need 11 to 20 minutes. And for the CGPA results, we have 2.78 until 3.89, and the highest one is about 3.78 CGPA. And for the attendance and punctuality, mostly people on time, and for the late attendance, for the sometimes and often is equal. For the section E, which is academic and societal impact, transport delay negatively affect academic performance. 52.5% agree, and transportation choice contributes to environmental impacts. 55%, and for improved transportation infrastructure, improve punctuality, about 85% will strongly agree. So I think that's all for the gathering data.
My name is Arisha Sofia Hayani. In this section, I will briefly explain the hypothesis testing conducted in this study. A two-sample one-sided t-test was used to examine whether transport availability and student punctuality have a significant effect on student CGPA. For the first hypothesis, students who own a vehicle were compared with those who do not. The results showed no statistically significant difference in CGPA, so the null hypothesis was accepted. For the second hypothesis, students who arrived early to class were compared with those who arrived on time or late. Similarly, no significant difference in CGPA was found, and the null hypothesis was also accepted. Overall, the result indicate that transport availability and punctuality do not significantly affect student CGPA in this study.
Assalamualaikum. My name is ZA'IM Akmal Bizalini. So I will be presenting about this slide. So this slide present the hypothesis testing conducted to test the relationship between transport and CGPA result. So in this analysis, students were divided into two groups, which are Group A, students who own a vehicle, and Group B represent the students who do not own a vehicle. So based on the sample data, Group A consists of 27 students with mean CGPA of 3.429, while Group B consists of 13 students with mean CGPA of 3.255. The variance for Group A and Group B 0.613 and 1.073 respectively. So the hypotheses are defined as follow. So the null hypothesis stated that the mean CGPA of vehicle on student is less than or equal to that non-vehicle on students, while the alternative hypothesis stated that the mean CGPA of a vehicle on student greater than that non-vehicle on students. So a Welch two-sample one-sided t-test was used to make the test because the sample sizes and the variance of the two groups are different and the sample is independent. So using the test formula, the calculated t-value is 0.536. Next, we want to determine the degree of freedom, which is 38 with the significant level of 0.05. From the t distribution table, we can see that the critical t value is 1.687. So, according to the decision rule, the null hypothesis is accepted, or we fail to reject the hash null because the calculated t value is less than the t value from the table. So in this slide, we can see that there is no statistically significant difference in CGPA between students who own a vehicle and students who do not own a vehicle. Therefore, the transport availability does not have a significant impact on CGPA in our study.
This slide presents the hypothesis testing conducted to examine the relationship between students' attendance punctuality and CGPA. The students were divided into two independent groups, which are Group A, students who arrive early to class, and Group B, students who arrive on time or late. Group A consists of 17 students with an average CGPA of 3.411, while Group B consists of 23 students with an average CGPA of 3.353. A one-tailed two-sample t-test was conducted to determine whether arriving early leads to better academic performance. The calculated t-value is 0.295 with 38 degrees of freedom and a significance level of 0.05. The critical t-value is 1.687. Since the calculated t-value is less than the critical value, we fail to reject the null hypothesis. In conclusion, there is no statistically significant difference in CGPA between early and on time or late students, indicating that attendance punctuality does not significantly affect CGPA in this study.
My name is Muhammad Faiz bin Marasid. My metric number is 229954. I will present about the result using software. First, we wanted to see if timing matters. Does being early versus on time or late change someone's CGPA? We ran a one-way ANOVA. It tells us if the gap between these two groups is a real discovery or just a random coincidence. We have to make sure that we use Levin's test for this. We are looking for a number higher than 0.05. Our result is 0.273. Because it's higher than 0.05, it means the variation in both groups is similar. Now let's look at the average. The yearly group score 3.41 and the on-time group score 3.35. Next, we look at the transportation. Does owning a vehicle give you a different score than walking or taking the bus? We compare 27 vehicle owners against 13 commuters, or 13 using public transport. We use Levin's test. Our score is 0.094. It's above 0.05, so the own vehicle group average 3.42 and the walking group average 3.25.
Hello and Assalamualaikum. My name is Nurul Jasmine binti Zainal Abidin with my trade number 209055. Today I would like to give a conclusion for our assignment, mini project titled Impact of Transportation System and Student Attendance on Academic Performance. And our objective is to identify the primary modes of transportation used by UPM students and their average travel characteristic, time and distance, to evaluate the perceived reliability of current transportation system and the frequency of delays, to statistically analyze the correlation between transportation delay and academic indicators such as punctuality and CGPA, and to assess student perception regarding the environmental impact of their travel choice and potential benefit of improved infrastructure. And in conclusion, for our find out, this study show that motorcycles are the most commonly used mode of transportation among students, while reliance on public transportation is relatively low. The finding indicate that delays in public transportation negatively affect students' punctuality and academic performance. Students also agreed that improvements in transportation infrastructure will enhance punctuality and support better academic outcome. Overall, the study successfully meets its objective by demonstrating the relationship between transportation system, student attendance and academic performance. I think that would be all for me. Thank you.